Hello, welcome to another edition of 1036. I'm Portia Young. In our next half hour, we'll honor Black History Month by introducing you to Dolores Nicholson Wilkins. We'll explain why her nursing career is something to celebrate. And we'll have an update on this young man battling a brain tumor and getting a ton of support from a special friend. Our first story is about transformation, from being a notorious street gang member to becoming a mentor to teens in the juvenile system. Jose Vasquez is doing his best to keep young people off the troubled path he knows all too well.
My name is Jose Vasquez, and at 12 years old, I became a member of Latin Kings. By the age of 17, at this house right behind me, I was shot 6 times. Hey, what's up, George? How's it going?
I'm alive.
You're alive? How you doing?
And you're looking a lot better than the last time I seen you.
Yeah.
It's the end of summer, and Jose meets George Goulet outside his home near 21st and Orchard on Milwaukee's south side. This is where, on November 9th, 1995, a rival gang member shot Jose at point-blank range.
I do apologize for, who I was then,
Well, you grew up. Being a young kid, being with gangs was lots of fun when you were young, but as you start to get into your teenage years and older, you found out it was taking your life more than it was giving.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm pretty sure as your house was riddled with gun markers, and as you can tell, they're still here from that day.
Well, the siding's been replaced. There's a bullet hole here, right where the cock is. A 9mm bullet sitting down the corner of the frame. Old siding was shot up. Back of the house was shot up.
I made some bad choices, some of these choices cost me, After I was shot here in '99, I turned 18 years old in prison. To wake up on your 18th birthday in prison knowing that you're about to spend some time away.
Wake-up call, huh?
It was a wake-up call, and it was hurtful too, because I had so much anger built up still inside of me. We were standing out here, and we seen him drive by. We started actually fighting right here, and he pistol whipped me. So when he pistol whipped me, I literally fell like right here. I remember falling, and I remember looking up, and as I was looking up like this, he was standing over me and just shot.
We brought him into the kitchen. We wrapped up his leg good, We had to change what he had on there and change and put a towel on there. And then after that, we called the police.
Thank you, George. And I want to just let you know that I'm thankful for you for that day. That day changed my life a lot, and one of the ways that it changed my life a lot is it has me doing the work that I do now, working with the youth. So coming here is a reminder that I'm supposed to be here, that my work is not done, that my testimony is not complete. I look at this and I think about the mess it created in my life.
A mess that started at this intersection.
So right there on the corner, that's 12th and Mineral. Those small, few little porches right there, 3 of them, it's kind of where everything started for me.
With a broken family under his roof, Jose sought love and acceptance in the streets. It wasn't hard to find.
Well, this neighborhood, when I grew up here, was predominantly, was the home. It was the sanctuary of the Latin Kings. The Latin Kings being one of the most dominant and large Latino-based gangs coming out of Chicago, the presence was felt in this community. I was more one of the ones who would be a fighter, who would be a scrapper, who would be down, like they say, who would be down to bang.
Eager to climb the ranks, Jose earned himself a nickname. Around the neighborhood, the Kings called him Sore.
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 Like as in, I wanted to soar to the ranks of the gang, you know? If I'm gonna be a king, I'm gonna be the best that I can be at that.
But being the best king on the streets didn't get him far.
2001, felony burglary, guilty. 2004, robbery with use of force, guilty. 2013, felony theft, guilty.
He would eventually spend 12 unconsecutive years in jail for a series of felonies and misdemeanors. He spent more than a third of his life behind bars. But as the saying goes, each of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done.
My mess has become my ministry. So people can influence our choice. We can have peer pressure, we can have group pressure, we can have social pressure.
Jose's transformed his life, and now he helps young people stay off the troubled path that he knows all too well.
Today we're at Project Excel. Project Excel is a court-ordered program for youth that are in the juvenile justice system. We service a lot of different youth from the ages of 12 to 17. Some of the youth that come here, they come from various different backgrounds. There's either no fathers, some of them have behavioral problems, some of them have affiliation problems with like street gangs, street organizations, and some of them just fall under either peer pressure or group pressure.
Jose himself was enrolled at Project Excel as a teenager. A man who knew him well then is still there now, Rodney Campbell. He's been with the organization for 28 years. He remembers when he first met Jose.
Here I get this young man, mid-teenager, comes into the program, scarf in his pocket and just real, you know, gang, look at him from head to toe and be like, he's identifying this as a little gangbanger. And you're trying to correct him. You can't put that, man, you can't tell me what to do. Real rebellious, however, with a lot of heart. And now he's learned how to take his past experiences and bring them back to the table to help these young people. And he has the compassion to really meet them where they are so that he can really say, hey, been there, done that. Yes, you're in a bad point, but hey, it can get better.
One of those young people who's been helped recently by Jose is Antonio, a soft-spoken, camera-shy high school student who got caught up with the wrong crowd. Antonio says Jose is a trusted confidant.
I see him as a father because he helped me guide the right with them. He helped me guide the right choices. As a friend, he helped me when I need help. He helped me see a future. Now other people don't see that. People just use me. Other people, like Jose not using me. He helped me see my future.
Antonio has arrived past a crossroads, you know. He wants to succeed. He wants to accomplish things in life. He has the will, he has the character, and he's like a compass that needs to get cleaned up a little bit and so he could see what direction to go.
And for Jose, all directions seem to point back home, where it all started.
This corner right here, which was once my house,
where he so desperately wants to heal a community he once terrorized.
One of the things that I believe in life is full circle. And right now, this is an empty parking lot. This was once where I lived. This is once where I grew up. This place right here symbolizes in my life a lot of beginnings. But as I see it right here laying empty, my vision for this lot is to turn this into a youth community garden, something for the neighborhood. I feel like my way of giving back to the neighborhood that raised me, that I've wronged, my intention is to bring life to this community.
At Milwaukee PBS, we celebrate Black History Month every month through our award-winning program, Black Nouveau. Joanne Williams, who hosts that program, shares a story with us on 1036 about one of Milwaukee's African-American trailblazers in the nursing profession.
It was a nursing song for us.
Okay.
Because we were going to be nurses.
Okay. So let's hear it.
I don't need to sing songs.
Go ahead.
I dedicate myself today to those who need my tender care. And so I lift the cross that others bear. And when, da 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 da. I'm sorry. It's been 65 years ago. I mean, I have to think about that.
Dolores Nicholson Wilkins was surprised she could remember that much of the song the nursing students sang when they were in school in the 1940s. But she clearly remembers being the first African-American graduate of Mount Sinai Hospital's nursing school. That was in 1950.
When you went to nursing school, were you the only African-American in class?
I was. And not only that, in all the other schools, there were no other African Americans. I applied at 3 different schools, and I was accepted at Marquette, and I was accepted at Deaconess, at the time it was Deaconess Hospital, if I could find another minority student to go with me. And my mother said, why does she have to have another? I said, well, we don't want her to be lonesome.
What did they mean by that?
Well, if I was going to be the only minority there, I guess they thought I wouldn't have any friends. That's as near as I can figure.
But she did not get lonesome. In fact, she learned how to adapt to the circumstances.
All through school, I didn't ever feel that I was being left out because I was an African American. At the time, we were Negroes. And I went to their homes when we'd go home weekends. They'd say, oh, come on, Dolores, come with us, come with us. And so I didn't feel any outward discrimination from the students. Our class continued to visit after we graduated for years. We'd take trips together and whatnot. And one of my classmates said to me, hey, Nick, that was Nicholson, remember when we were working at Children's Hospital? And I said, yeah, it was hard there. We had to make our own Q-tips. We had to do this and had to hold a 2-year. Oh, that was something off. She said, yes. And remember that time I told you one time they got us working like the N-word? And I don't even remember it. But all these years, she had carried that thought, and I don't even remember she said it.
Dolores attended North Division High School in Milwaukee. She played in the bands, even worked on the school paper. She studied science and math, but didn't know what she wanted to do after high school.
In the late 40s and 1950, how many options for professions were there for black women?
Well, I don't know. Most of the people that I knew were either social workers or teachers.
How many other nurses did you know at the time?
None.
Her father came up with another option.
That's a God-given decision. My dad came home from work one time. He worked at Ill Smith, and he says, hey, you know what? The man at work told me, he said, if you've got a daughter, she can be a nurse in 3 years and she can make good money. I said, Dad, I said, okay, I'll be a nurse.
Our visit to what is now Aurora Sinai Medical Center in downtown Milwaukee brought back more memories.
I know you're going to recognize something here. What's this?
Well, that's the dorm when we moved in. And my room was this room right here by that window. I was by the balcony.
You got a balcony?
Yeah, I told you everybody complained because I had a private room. There was only 2 private rooms up there. And this is Emma Felder. She was an X-ray technician.
She has slowed down as she faces her 90th birthday, but she still practices her skills as a parish nurse at Calvary Baptist Church.
Well, it depends on which parish you're in. You look and see what the people in that particular parish could use, and then there's no set program in each parish that you work. You're supposed to know the parish and what fits their needs the best. So we've had health fairs, and we've had speakers, and we've had diet programs, and I'm really pleased with one of the diet programs because I had a folder, and every so many weeks I'd give them a new page to put in their folder, and the children said, well, we want one too. So we had a chance to get our children involved in healthy diets.
So how many minutes did you do this week?
I did 35.
35. Nice job.
I usually try to get 4 or 5 fruits and vegetables in. Before I go to exercise or anytime, I have my yogurt, and then I have a half a banana every day. I only have a half because I'm cutting calories, and 4 ounces of juice. And then I can go and start my exercise.
Small steps, control it.
And after that?
Take a nap first.
Looking back, if you had to do it again, social worker, teacher, nurse, would you still be a nurse?
I would. Why? Nursing has served me very well. I have had a wonderful life, and a lot of it was because I was a nurse. And as a nurse, I was able to help other people understand their own health situations.
In the 1950s, there were few professional role models for black girls to look up to in Milwaukee. Teachers, secretaries, social workers, and a nurse. Dolores Nicholson Wilkins.
One year ago this month, we first brought you the story of two friends. One who wrote this storybook about her friend battling a cancerous brain tumor. The segment received an Emmy nomination in 2018. Nadia and Linkin definitely have an award-winning friendship. We have an update, but first, here's their story in case you missed it.
These are my moves. My pants are falling down. I can't turn around.
He just wants to make you laugh and do it any way he can.
I'm Lincoln, and this is my friend Nadia.
And I'm in 2nd grade. And I'm in 3rd grade.
She's nice, and she likes to play with me.
Lincoln's funny because he does funny jokes.
What do you call a pig that knows karate?
A pork chop?
Nadia and Lincoln are little goofballs. They're typical kids that love to run around outside and play, and the cancer doesn't play a factor in their friendship.
I have to go to the hospital because I had a brain tumor.
When Lincoln was 2, we started noticing that his eye started moving around, and within 60 minutes of meeting with the ophthalmologist, we had learned that Lincoln had a pretty significant brain tumor. So at the age of 2, we were very scared. They resected about 90% of the brain tumor, and what was remaining really was unreachable because it was wrapped around an artery. After the surgery, he came out paralyzed on the left side of his body. Then we had some seizures, and because the brain tumor pushed on the optic nerve, he had to have double eye surgery to realign his eyes. He had hydrocephalus, which is sort of the fluids in your brain didn't know where to go, so they sort of collected under the skin. And the best way to describe it is he started to look like a cone head. And he went through 2 different surgeries for hydrocephalus. So he's gone through a lot in the first couple of years of his life.
It was summertime in August.
And so when we found out that Lincoln's cancer had came back, she became very, very curious.
I wanted to write a book about Lincoln.
Let's just turn it into a book. We can sell 5,000 copies and give all the money to Lincoln.
He has brain cancer. Cancer is a disease where cells grow the wrong way.
I go to the hospital to get chemotherapy.
It hurts your body, especially where it's located.
He goes pretty much every Monday. There are some off weeks.
I went with him and I asked him some questions and I wrote it down.
There really wasn't anything to look forward to other than going outside and playing. But when we started school, it was like a light switch. He worked towards going to school, which for most kids, they would love missing school, but
Good morning.
Hello.
not Lincoln. He looked forward to a Tuesday every week. Mondays are definitely not his favorite day of the week. And the whole process takes probably 4 to 5 hours, just depending on what they have to do, what procedures they have.
Up, 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 up. Good. Down.
He goes to the MAC Fund and spends a portion of his time just getting set up, taking some labs, getting the port tapped. And then they transfer him over to another location where they actually give him the chemo.
They have to poke a needle in me and stuff. Nadia, I found this out. I like to have company. She makes me feel better. When I go to chemo, I feel like bad because like my head hurts. In the book, it was like some pictures and stuff and drawing and like my medicine and stuff. and me going to the hospital and taking my chemo. Here's my favorite part, my friend Lincoln. Bye, Nadia.
Green.
Green.
Walt.
Why did you put my shirt black? Why did you put my pants brown? Why did you put my arms peach?
'Cause you are peach.
My hair looks different.
It's like this, but weird. When I interviewed Lincoln, I asked him the first one that came in my mind. Are you afraid? Lincoln said, only of spiders. We all laughed. I said, I'm also scared of spiders. He asked him more directly if he was scared of the cancer. Lincoln said no, because Michael, my cousin that died, is watching over me.
Michael is our cousin who passed away from bone cancer at a very young age. He was 24. And that whole process was a question that Nadia asked Lincoln and had nothing to do with anything that I said, or that was Lincoln's answer. You know, I have a cousin who's looking out for me. And it kind of threw me, because for him to know, or for him to think that he has somebody looking out for him, so there's no reason to be scared, was kind of a special moment for our family. So the future for Lincoln is we still have another 6 months of chemo, and the hope is that the chemo will sort of stunt the tumor from causing any more damage. Lincoln's the rock. You know, he is the most positive person, joyful, happy, and most of the time we let him lead us. All we do know is that Lincoln will continue to crack jokes.
Do you like my moves?
Dance for you if you ask him to, and be just a happy kid.
Before I go to bed, we pray for Lincoln. He'll be okay.
Thanks.
Good news to report. Lincoln's mom says he's doing well after 6 months off of chemo. So far, there are no signs of the remaining tumor growing. She also told us that they used some of the proceeds from the book sales to help a student at Lincoln and Nadia's school who is going through the same journey. We have some news to share with you. Milwaukee PBS and 1036 received a National Public Media Award for our special Beyond Sherman Park. The National Educational Telecommunications Association awarded us their highest honor for community engagement and impact for this hour-long special looking at Milwaukee Sherman Park neighborhood and surrounding communities 1 year after a night of unrest and violence rocked this diverse community. It was a great night to share ideas from residents and community leaders to help resolve some critical issues. Congratulations to all who participated. We've had a long stretch of brutal weather lately, but there always seems to be bright spots to the winter season in Wisconsin. As videographer Brian Ewig shows us, it's all about your frame of mind when you live and work up in Bayfield.
Let's go, guys.
Let us know what you think about the stories seen here on 1036. Call us at 414-797-3760. Plus, share your story ideas with us as well. That's 414-797-3760. And remember, you can always check us out at MilwaukeePBS.org and on Facebook. 1036 returns next month, March 21st at 7:30 p.m. right here on Milwaukee PBS Channel 10. We leave you with a tribute to another Milwaukee police officer who lost his life while helping to serve and protect this community. Thank you for your service, Officer Matthew Rittner.
Today we remember with gratitude the life of Matthew Rittner.
One of the things about Matt is he loved to do things with a smile and with a laugh. Matt was an absolutely incredible friend, a great man, and a great partner. Son, you'll be forever missed.
I know he's still fighting for us, protecting us in our spirits, in his spirit, in our hearts, and with God. Semper Fidelis.
Matthew will live inside of each and every one of us.